This week on Crunchweek, we're talking about Reddit's new anti-harassment policy, Facebook taking on publishing, and of course, Verizon does TechCrunch. Hello and welcome back to Crunchweek. My name is Alex and I'm joined by
Kyle
and
Sarah.
And it's been, I think, a really dull week in tech. I have slept in great every day. There's been no news, no changes, really just a really blank 7-day period. That was sarcasm.
Okay.
We'll start with not our own news for once, and we'll go backwards a little bit. So on the Reddit side of things, they have a new anti-harassment policy that has caused a lot of controversy, I want to say, inside their main community. So Kyle, what's going on?
Okay, so Reddit, basically they've said that they're going to start being more active about going after people who harass other users on their boards. One of the methods that they're going to employ for that is shadow banning, which is something that's been controversial in the past.
What is shadow banning?
So basically it's just like, to simplify, it's just you're unable to post, or you think you're posting and no one actually sees what you write. And before, this used to be not that big of a deal because, they were a fairly tiny community, and if it was like one-off members on the boards, whatever, it didn't really get noticed. But now that they're going to be doing it more extensively, some people are worried that like hundreds or thousands of people will be shadow banned, and it'll maybe have weird effects on engagement or
Do you think this will help clean up kind of the cesspool that is parts of Reddit that are very full of harassment and troll-facing people, or do you think it won't help that much?
Well, that remains to be seen, but I think the main issue here is that it seems very loose on what they're going to be determining what is harassment. So it's based on, it looks like it's based on a one-off perception of, I think this person's harassing or demeaning based on my own observations. So someone could get banned based on...
But there are entire communities there that are designed to be as horrible as possible. That's the entire point of some of these. Like Share Reddit says, for example, is a classic troll haven. Are they going to ban that entirely, or is it just bad behavior on more serious subreddits?
And as Sarah said, I think that's not really clear. I think that's what's going to be kind of tricky and interesting to watch, is that it might just be within the most trafficked communities, making sure that those feel like safe places to go to for anyone.
Yeah, it's been a place for people to vent. Some really interesting, deep discussions have come out of having a hands-off policy before.
Yeah, and it's not like those groups typically, women don't go to those groups to try and be part of it. So letting them have those discussions, it's almost like it's useful, because then the rest of us get to discuss how awful those views are.
Are we just putting the people we don't like in the corner and saying, stay there, you're okay? Just don't come across our little red line? Because if that's the case, I wonder if that's not good for Reddit in general, because we have less cross-pollination, less free discussion, but at the same time,
that was part of the survey, right?
Okay.
That was part of the survey, is that they were saying that based on this survey that they put out, that people were not recommending that their friends go to these certain discussions because it was harassing, demeaning, something that they didn't want to refer their friends to.
We have a very similar problem on Twitter right now as a larger technology community. Do you think we could see similar policies put in place on other social networks?
Yeah, and you're starting to see stuff like that happen with Twitter in particular. That was a good example, because they're doing things where they're tying it to your real identity via phone numbers and not letting you create ghost accounts and things like that. And I think that is going to be a focus for a lot of tech companies that have a community-heavy aspect.
Sarah, last word on this.
I think that their heart is in the right place, and we'll see. All
right, we'll track this. If they screw it up, we'll still just do Reddit and we'll just go back to Dig or something like that. Now, on the other side of the social spectrum, though, more in our little neck of the woods, Facebook this week launched Instant Articles, which was really controversial among the annoying people of the media Twitter group. And I'm kind of curious, what was your take on the news, guys?
Okay, so one, I think that Facebook is actually right in thinking that web-based technologies for articles are kind of being outmoded. A couple of years ago, the big thing for Facebook was they said, oh, we'll do HTML5-based apps for our iPhone app.
And how'd that go?
Ended up having terrible performance. No one liked them. Everyone complained about them. Some people just used the Safari web app instead. Now they're shifting even farther towards no, we are native. So they're saying that even within Facebook, having to tap an article and then load the HTML-based images and rendering of formats and stuff like that is too slow. I found that
annoying. It is too slow.
10 plus seconds, even on LTE or fast Wi-Fi.
I've gone off of pages because I can't get the page to load fast enough. Yeah. It's very annoying.
Even 8 seconds in, it's what? Not even worth my time.
No, yeah.
So basically what
I really just wanted to see the 10 cat photos of...
We are the problem with the internet. That right there is the entire problem with publishing in the entire world.
But when it's an article that's not, you don't really need to read it. You're just your friend posted some weird, like I said, the 10 weird cat cake pops or whatever is out there. You're oh, that's weird. What is this? And then you're oh, it's loading too slow. I'm going to get off of this anyway.
Cat cake pops? Is that
there was the Pusheen cake.
Do you not read BuzzFeed?
No, I have a life. All right.
Okay, so what I think is interesting
I
about it
can't believe
is-
I just
yeah.
admitted that I
Found it.
So it loads so much faster than actual web articles, but it also, what's interesting is they aren't, like, it's hosted on Facebook, but at the same time, they're not completely, like, eliminating the, like, actual article behind the scenes. So if you, for instance,
Right.
save one of the articles and then click to load it in the Facebook app, it doesn't default to loading the instant article hosted on
Right.
Facebook. It actually, like, goes to the same site at the web URL at the New York Times or
right,
at
and
Atlantic.
and I think the fear was people are going to be losing viewers and ad revenue, and it sounds like they have a revenue
Yeah,
sharing
it's
program.
actually not even share. It's
Yeah.
if you sell the ads yourself as a publisher, you take 100% of the revenue.
Yeah.
They just want the data.
And that will last until it doesn't. Whenever Facebook has a problem growing its revenue and it sees a revenue stream they can tap into in 2 or 5 years, it will do so. Because then its job as a profit-seeking entity. And so I think people are worried about the long-term
Facebook pages.
implications
Yeah.
of exactly.
Yeah.
Implications of this and what it could mean down the road, not today. I think today they did it very well. You keep your own ads, keep your own money, keep your own articles, have your own links. Come on. And then later they're gonna be like, haha, gotcha.
What I'm interested to
Noogies.
see are, like on Medium, how Medium's like a weird publisher / platform. I think that Facebook will have something in the next couple of years. You know, once they open this up more broadly, are we going to see publications that are Facebook instant article only based, and they only have audiences on Facebook?
I mean,
that's totally possible.
You know when they released a new iPhone, everyone's like, look, it's a music video shot only on the new iPhone 6. We're a publishing platform only on Facebook. That was great for Zynga. Oh, wait. I mean, you always want to control your own platforms. So, but, you know, speaking of that issue, sorry, I couldn't help that,
That was a
segue.
great segue.
So I lied earlier. It's been a very big week for us here at the Tech Crunch, even though we're in Crunchbase right now, ironically. So Verizon is buying our parent company, AOL.
That was our reaction in our group chat.
Between 6 and 8 a.m. Pacific that morning, there was some gallows humor, but it's a big deal. $4.4 billion. It'll close by this year, maybe this summer, and we're gonna probably, if they don't fire us all en masse, become Verizon employees. So Sarah, when you first heard this on Tuesday morning, what was your initial gut reaction?
What the fuck?
So pure terror, if you will.
It was something that I just didn't see coming. I know that there were rumors about it, but it was kind of like this far-fetched nebula, like that would never happen. People just are saying crazy things.
Like AOL buying HuffPo, that would never, absolutely not. But I mean, Kyle, do you think we're gonna have jobs in 6 months?
It depends on really what their plan is. If it's they're buying AOL for the ad tech and they want to one day have their own cable delivered via LTE and just they want to be able to do programmatic ads running against those videos, we might be screwed. Or they might sell us out or
Spin us out.
Yeah, spin us out, exactly. At the same time, maybe they want our specific video content for those cable channels.
We've been
so
doing
maybe
a
it's gonna
lot
be
of videos,
Yeah, maybe
such
it's
as
going to be bigger
Crunchweek.
for us. Maybe
Yeah, and
Crunchweek is going to be a
Crunchport.
dedicated thing on
Yeah.
Verizon's channel. That'd be cool.
That'd
I'd
be pretty
okay with that.
awesome. Yeah.
I would, if Verizon, if you want to give us a lot of money and just hose cash down upon us, I'm not going to say no to that.
Yeah, I will take a nicer studio.
Yeah, I'll take a raise. And also, I'm a Verizon customer, so I will take a discount as well. Also, please don't fire me. But the rumors were out in January, and it was a big controversial idea, and then it came really out of the blue for us. I didn't know, you didn't know, you didn't know.
No, none of us.
It was people were like, "How soon did you know?" I'm like, literally after they
Like
announced it, people
4
started
a.m.
calling.
that
Yes.
morning when a mutual friend of ours texted both of us and said,
Everyone-
"Are you awake? What's going on?" And I went, "Wait, what?"
Everyone on the East Coast
I'm
was
awake
pinging
now.
us.
The only time that's happened was when Microsoft got a new CEO, and I was absolutely asleep at 6 a.m. People were like, "Get out of bed! New Microsoft CEO, go!" And this was like that, but less fun because it doesn't. It involves. Does it feel weird, guys, to all of a sudden be kind of like part of the news as opposed to talking about other people's news?
Definitely.
Yeah, and everybody asking you what's going on, and you're like, "You know as much as I do right
Has anyone
now."
called you a liar yet? Like, "Oh no, come on, tell me," and I'm like, "I've got nothing," because I've got nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, if we had
Literally,
anything,
we
we
have
would've
nothing.
written
We
about it.
don't. Yeah, we know about as much as most people know.
Well, and on that really encouraging, beautiful, beautiful note here in cloudy SF, we'll let you go. We'll be back next week, hopefully with more rumors, notes, and tips. And if we do get fired in the interim, you can have all of our cameras. Let's tune in.